How many times have we had 5 people at one time? Yeah. We're training multiple people.
So, all right, on page 3, we're going to go over basically the beginning instructions going into surgery. All right, self-explanatory stuff at first, but I want to go over it so I know that everybody's gone through the surgery, the pre-op books. The night before, you don't want to eat or drink anything after midnight, which is pretty self-explanatory. The night before or the morning of, cleansing the area is very, very important. For men, manscaping might be recommended because there's going to be a ton of tape and gauze on you the next morning or that day when you come out into recovery. Women, if you're shaving, just be careful not to nick yourself. We don't want to have any open areas of wounds that could be breeding grounds for infections. Okay. If you are taking any medications, make sure you bring an accurate list for them to the surgery center. Bring your black book to the surgery center, okay? That's kind of your Bible. If you have to take medication the morning of the surgery, you can sip a little water and take it, if it's absolutely mandatory. If you're taking any blood thinning type medications at this point, for every one of you guys, you need to be off of them, okay? And that means like your ibuprofens, your Celebrex, Aleve, Motrin, aspirin, anything like that, okay? Off of them. We want them off at 10 days to 2 weeks. And this includes herbals. It's like garlic, ginseng, ginkgo, St. John's wort, valerian, echinacea. If anybody's been taking echinacea for, a cold or something like that, that is a blood thinning agent. So we want you off of those. We don't want you bleeding too much. You can take Tylenol. That is fine. It's not one that's going to cause any problems. So if you absolutely need to take something for pain, you can take that. Obviously, if you're starting to feel any signs or symptoms of a cold or flu, let us know so we can reschedule the surgery. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Obviously, we want to make sure that the patient has somebody taking them down and bringing them back. No taxis or Ubers. It's important. And wear loose-fitting clothing. No tight leggings like those. And when you come in for rehab the next day, same thing. Please wear loose-fitting clothing because the next day we're going to change your dressing for you, and we need to be able to access that, okay? And it needs to be easily accessible. And like I said, you're going to have gauze taping from lower abdomen to about mid-thigh, okay? And if you don't like the sight of bodily fluids, don't change it yourself because it will be covered. Nothing major, but if you don't like red, don't look at it, okay? And that pretty much covers the first page, or page 3. We're going to go on to the next page, page 4. This is going to talk about medications. Pretty much standard pain medication is the hydrocodone. It'll give sometimes a 5 milligram, sometimes a 10, sometimes both, depending on your body weight. This is for those of us who've been through it, it's not exactly a super painful procedure. Okay, post-operatively, most people are off pain meds in a few days. I think I was off pain meds within 3 days after surgery. So, but you have them there, and they're there to take as needed. Okay, I'm going to jump quickly ahead. Since you are taking a hydrocodone is a narcotic type medication. What comes with narcotic medications is constipation. Okay, so don't be surprised if you get a little backed up. Because of that, on the bottom of the page you'll see we have colace or some sort of stool softener recommended. So we do recommend that you start taking this when you start taking the medication. Okay? Let's see. The Proxen is a medication that is going to be getting that down. This is to prevent that from redeveloping. So we call it prevention of exostosis, extra bone growth regenerating in that area. Okay? Because you're taking the Proxen, which is obviously an NSAID, you can end up having issues with your stomach. That's why you'll see omeprazole on here. This is basically your Prilosec, Prevacid medications that are over the counter. You can get those. The one that I haven't mentioned yet is Robaxin, and this is a muscle relaxant. It is not a super strong muscle relaxant. I mean, if anybody's been on Valium, this is definitely nowhere near Valium. But it's a really important medication to take. During the day, you may not seasonality throughout the recovery where you might get a little bit more sore than other times when we change exercises, add exercises, so taking the props is a good idea, okay? All right, so on to the next page 5. One thing, kind of going back to blood thinning agents, if anybody's on fish oils or anything like that right now, they can stop taking those as well. However, post-surgically, we do have some supplements that we like to recommend. He has down in here a multivitamin. I really like people to take a specific vitamin C, take vitamin C specifically isolated, and then get back on the fish oil. Okay, it really helps with the anti-inflammatory and tissue healing. And then also we all recommend the glucosamine chondroitin type mixture. The Cosamin DS that's on here is really, really effective. And really at that point, I would be staying on that. I'm still on it. I'm probably going to stay on it for the rest of my life. Glucosamine is great for joint health in general. Since every one of you guys are having a joint surgery, it would be a good idea to stay on that. Risks of surgery, we have to go over that. Infection, I can honestly tell you that I have yet to see a patient, of Dr. Ferrer's or really anybody's yet that has had any type of systemic general infection. Occasionally, we'll have some athletes that are really, really, really heavy sweaters, and there'll be some surface irritation of one of the suture sites or something like that, but that's about it. DVT, deep vein thrombosis, which would be clotting in the calves. We are uber careful about preventing these, almost to an excessive amount. And we'll go over the ways that we prevent this throughout the pre-op here. All right, so we're going to get into kind of some of the nuts and bolts a little bit of recovery. On page 6, physical therapy, which is neat. The first thing that pretty much every one of you guys, I have a feeling, are going to be is weight bearing. Is going to be limited for 2 weeks. And in here it's called toe touch or toe down weight bearing. Toe down weight bearing is not my favorite way of doing this, and I'm going to demonstrate with our lovely assistant Caroline. Toe down, so toe down would be if we have her left leg is a surgical leg. Toe down would be her toe pointed to the ground like this. Okay, the walker is going to go forward, so roll that forward, keep her toe down, and then step forward. This is okay, and you can do this way. However, those of us that are a little picky about how gait mechanics develops will prefer more what we call a foot flat position. So I'm going to want her foot flat and let the brace do its work. The brace that you're going to have on is going to be locked at 30 degrees. Okay? So when you go forward with the walker, foot comes forward like it's flat, you're going to pretend like there's an egg under your foot and you don't want to crack it. Okay? And then take a step forward. So walker, foot, come forward. And you'll be able to put just that little bit of weight down on your foot. Okay? So no more than. So the foot flat actually starts making a more natural gait pattern. Okay? That's what we want to produce as soon as possible. Now, most people are going to be on the walker, and that's what I recommend initially. Okay? At your surgery center, you're going to walk out of there with a walker and crutches. Don't be macho and go with the crutches. Alright? If there's ever been any type of incident or any problem, it's with crutches. Okay, we had a patient 3-4 weeks ago who the day of surgery got home and fell on his crutches. Okay? So we don't want that. Not a good thing to do. So safety first. When you're in a walker, you've got 4 points of contact plus your other foot. 5 points of contact. That's really nice. With the crutches, you've got 3 points of contact, and if there's any water underneath those crutches and they go this way, you go down. And the last thing you want to do is do this surgery again. So typically after 2 weeks, we'll progress you to crutches. At 2 weeks, you'll be able to start walking and weight bearing as tolerated. Okay, which means you put as much weight on your foot as you can tolerate. If you can put full weight bearing on it, put full weight bearing on it. Okay? There's no real limit at that point other than your pain levels. And I'll be teaching everybody how to on the CPM, you should increase time in the brace. So I don't think any of you guys are going to be having that. I haven't heard yet. And he will let me know, maybe, possibly. He'll let me know when you come out of surgery. If you come out of surgery and he tells me, then we'll change things around. Laxity is if somebody has an excessive amount of joint laxity in their hips, and what he'll do at that point is when he closes, he'll plicate the joint, or he'll fold the capsule over, take a bigger bite of suture to tighten that capsule up. In that case, we have to protect that, okay? And we want to do that, we're going to clean the brace a little bit longer, a little bit more reduced weight there. You guys, you know what they use?
No problem.
Yeah, I think I blew your picture there.
Yeah, a little bit. It's cool.
Okay, so resting. Since everybody's pretty much doing a standard protocol, pretty much immediately the next day after surgery, we're going to allow you to start laying on your stomach. Tummy time, back to when you were an infant. Okay, everybody had a baby, tummy time. Tummy time is important because it's basically our only means of stretching our hip flexors for the first several weeks. Okay, we don't want our hip flexors to get tight, so laying down on our tummy, we will allow 1 to 2 hours in a 24-hour period. Okay, I really don't recommend trying to knock that out all at one time because most people, when they lay on their stomach, are going to have low back pain. So you want to do this in spurts of 10 to 15-minute intervals throughout the day. If you have a chance to do that. It doesn't mean that you can't knock out an hour or an hour in the evening if you wanted to, but it's just recommended if it bothers your back to lay on your stomach to break it up into pieces. If it's really intolerable, then just a small pillow underneath the waist can help you a lot. Okay? Anti-rotation boots. Okay? So those of you who have had this surgery know what these are. Caroline, can I borrow you again? These are to prevent you from externally rotating your legs. Okay? So you will wake up in these in the recovery room. So one foot here, and one foot over here. Okay? Okay, so you'll wake up in the recovery room wearing these just like this. Okay? Is that comfortable? Sure, yeah. Okay. So here's the deal. These anti-rotation boots are exactly what they are. They will not allow your legs to externally rotate, which is what we do not want to happen after surgery. If your leg externally rotates into the front of the capsule, you could open up the suture line that's there. And we don't want that to happen. Okay? So these are to be slept in if you do not sleep in the CPM. So if you're laying down, taking a nap, or sleeping throughout the night, and you choose not to sleep in the CPM, you have to sleep in these so that your feet don't move, which means you lay like this all night long. That is an option that you can do. However, it's not something that going through this, and as a therapist recommend that you do, I recommend you sleep in the CPM, because you got to get 6 to 8 hours of that thing anyways. Choose not to sleep in the CPM. You have to sleep in these things. Okay? They're not hard to put on. However, they do tend to come from the surgery center a little bit discombobulated, so if you can't figure them out, bring them to me and I'll put them together for you. Okay? All right, I'll let you go. So I kind of already went over the positioning and post-operative period there, taking a nap, whether you're in deep rotation mood, CPM. The CPM is something we're going to get to, I think, on the next page. Yes. The CPM is a machine that moves your leg back and forth. I don't have one here. You will be contacted by New Life Medical. They will come and set it up in your house for you in your bed. If you are a left leg patient, you should sleep on the right side of the bed because we want the brace, and it's really tough to drive with the brace on, almost impossible. So we tend to limit those people to driving for 3 weeks. Now, has it been done that people drive with their brace on? Yes. It is something that we are concerned about, not just from the brace standpoint, but let's say you're in a situation where you have to pick your foot off the pedal, put it onto the brake, and slam down on your brake, and that's painful, and you withdraw off the pedal, and now you're in an accident. Okay, and I don't know all the stipulations, but I can only imagine how upset your insurance company would be if they know that you were driving a car with a brace on after surgery. So you left leg patients, you're great. Once you're off the pain medications and narcotics and that's cleared your system, then you're free to drive with the brace on. It is cumbersome, trust me. Left leg, bless you. Getting it out of your car is tough, but it's doable. It's definitely doable. Flying, is anybody going to be flying anytime soon, within the next 4 or 6 weeks or so? If you are going to be flying soon after surgery, sometimes we have patients that are actually traveling here and then away, or some people travel to have surgery and then back to us. A lot of times they'll be given an injection or for blood thinning or Xarelto or something like that to prevent blood clots on the airplane. You're going to be wearing compression stockings anyway, so you don't have to be wearing those on the airplane. We don't really recommend any long distance traveling really soon after the surgery, just for those reasons. Sitting in one spot for a long period of time is not really highly recommended. Now, not anymore, right? When you're in this position, and you probably already feel this right now with your hip, when you sit at 90 degrees, it is uncomfortable, and it's going to be uncomfortable after surgery. If you have to sit in this position, limit it to 30 minutes. Otherwise, slightly sitting back, or even slightly leaning forward onto a table, like if you're sitting at the kitchen table or dining room table, you can sit and just slightly lean forward and rest on the table. Okay, that slight lean forward will be more comfortable than sitting up at 90 degrees. Okay, we already talked about suture removal, dressing changes. Like I said, dressing change. If you choose to take your dressing off, you can the next morning, and you're fine to do that. Then once you take that off, you can just put regular band-aids over top of the incision sites. However, we're happy to do that here, and you can take it off, and what we'll do is remove the dressing, make sure everything's clean, and then place regular band-aids over top of it, and then we'll actually put your first layer of waterproof bandages over top of that, so that you can go home and take a shower and get cleaned up. With the dressing changes, the one thing that we really recommend you going out and getting are regular, pretty heavy-duty band-aids, and either off-site or Tegaderm style waterproof bandages. Okay, really, really important. These are got to go over your incision sites when you shower. You are going to be able to shower the next day, but you can't shower with those things open. Okay, we don't want those portals to be open to any type of infection. Right? You can get those at Walgreens, Target, CVS, any of those places, and I'll show you what they look like on the first day post-op. Right? Your sutures typically are taken out around the 3-week mark, sometimes a little before, sometimes a little after. Right now, with so many surgeries going on, who knows what's going to happen, but typically within that 21-day period, the sutures are removed. That is the visit that you definitely need to go to. You will go over your operative pictures, you'll have x-rays done, they'll take a look at your hip, they'll move you around, and they'll take the sutures out. Okay? After the sutures are removed, you're free to get into a pool, typically about 3 to 5 days afterwards, especially if it's your own pool. If you're going to a community pool and you're not really sure about the germ level in the pool, then I would wait a little longer to make sure those wounds are completely healed. Okay? It doesn't take a little micro tear in the tissue for a germ to get in. Okay? All right, CPM. It stands for continuous passive motion. And that's exactly what it is. Okay? Continuous passive motion of your leg throughout the night. And I highly recommend that you sleep in this thing at night. So, you saw Caroline. She was cinder blocked into the when they go in there and they cut through the capsule, go into the joint, and do what they have to do, the likelihood and the occurrence of adhesions and scar tissue formation in there is really, really strong, and we want to prevent that. With the addition of the CPM, with the addition of different passive motion exercises we're going to do, that occurrence of adhesions and scar tissue is greatly reduced. Okay, so a lot of what we're going to be showing you, and what I'm going to be showing you, what I'm going to be doing, may seem a little tedious, may seem a little overkill. Trust me, in the long run, it's going to make this surgery outcome much better. Okay, you develop scar tissue in there. It's typically only one way to get it out. They got to go back in and get it out. So you don't want to do that. You develop scar tissue between the head of the femur and the joint. You develop scar tissue between the labrum and the capsule, or all three. You don't want that to happen. If your capsule and labrum scar together, every time your capsule stretches, so does your labrum pull with it. And unfortunately, that can cause a re-tear. If you can tolerate it, that's the best time to do it. Otherwise, you're going to try to find time during the day to get it done. However, 6 to 8 hours doesn't mean, hey, all right, I'm done with my 6 to 8 hours, I don't have to do it. If you want to take a nap in the afternoon or something, put that leg back up in that CPM and get another hour or two, that's fine. I'm okay with you getting more time in the CPM. More motion is not going to be a bad thing in keeping this thing moving, okay? Hours or so of sleep and you're at your CPM time, but Saturday or Sunday morning you're like, I just don't want to get out of bed yet, that's fine, okay? You can have somebody help you get your leg out of the CPM, roll over onto your non-surgical side, put a pillow between your legs, and you can go to sleep that way, all right? So how do you do that? Caroline, can I bother you here? So, Caroline's going to have a left leg surgery, okay, girl? Now she's going to have a right leg. We'll have to do that. All right, so let's say she has a right leg surgery. Her legs in the CPM is doing this. So I'm going to take her out, and I'm going to have her roll onto her non-surgical side all the way over, put a pillow in between her legs, and I'm going to have her butt herself up against the CPM. This way she cannot roll back over, okay? All right, the other thing that can be done for a little self-assurance is you can take that elastic strap I'm going to give you and wrap it around the feet. This way, they don't end up doing this, and they just don't end up doing that, okay? So we don't want the legs to scissor, but for those who are side sleepers, we put a little relief in for you. This is after the first week, okay? And you can do this. Nicole comes from New Life, and it's Nicole, a lot of times it is Nicole. When she comes from New Life Medical, she'll be bringing the CPM, and they have a protocol that they give you where they want you to increase and decrease the range of motion 2 degrees each night, which initially, especially initially, most patients are like, what? And when they get home, they go, what am I supposed to do? So I keep it simple, all right? And again, everybody here has a standard protocol, so you should be following this protocol. During the first week, when you get the CPM, it'll be preset at, you pop up your side leg, it'll be preset at an extension degree of about 30, okay? And then as it moves, it'll bring your knee up to about 70. And it's going to do this at about this pace throughout the night, okay? Cradling your leg, all right? Up and down, just like this, all right? So the first week, you're going to do 30, 70, all right? The next week, after the first week, we get into week 2, we're going to go 20, 80, 20, 80. You do that for the whole week, all right? Next week, we're going to go down to 10, then up to 90. 10, 90. And then the last week, 0 to 100. Okay? We'll do a little bit past 90. The last week, each night you're going to decrease the use by 1 hour. Okay? The reason we did this, and this might be a little something different than we did with you, is we were finding that a lot of the people that were coming out of that kind of cold turkey the next few days, they were sore in the morning, stiff, because you've gone from your leg being moved all night to all of a sudden not at all. Okay? So we've been doing this weaning off period, and it's really been working quite a bit. I can tell you that as much as I did not like the CPM, once it was gone, I wanted it back. All right, so on the last page is kind of a rough picture picture of what a CPM looks like. You see Nicole's name, Nicole the nuncio. That is who the rep is, and they'll be contacting you to come set up the CPM. All right, what will come with the CPM is going to be a compression unit which is recommended to put this beside your bed, typically at a level close to the height of your bed, because it's going to deliver a coolant, not ice water, but it'll be like isopropyl alcohol that is cooled, and there'll be this compression wrap that'll go around your hip joint, and then calf wraps that goes around your calves. These will squeeze sequentially back and forth to help rid you of swelling in your calves and prevent those blood clots. The ice compression is a wonderful thing. As I remember it, I think it cycles in like 25, 30-minute cycles, and then you'll feel all of a sudden the ice pack won't be cold anymore. Really like to just turn it off, turn it back on, and it'll start back on. Or just leave it on and wait for that 30-minute cycle to go through, and it'll start cooling down again. You do not, and I've seen and I've had patients ask me this and post pictures of it, of them laying in their CPM with the compression calf pumps on and the ice compression. It's just a lot of stuff. You don't have to do that. If you can finagle it and get into that position, that's fine. What I did when I slept at night is I just put an ice pack on my head, soft ice pack, fell asleep like that, and woke up typically 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, it falls off. Call my wife, get another one, since I can't get out of bed. But again, that's a lot of stuff on you if you're trying to do the calf wraps, the compression, and the CPM at the same time. And it's not necessary. The calf compression, the hip compression, ice compression, is a very large act, and sometimes can get in the way of the motion, so it can be uncomfortable. So really, that's something that you can lay down and take a nap, put a little strap around your feet, or if you so choose to do rotation boots, and run that. And like I said, it'll run, I think, about 30-minute intervals. But we want you to do that about 3 times a day, all right? If you get that in 3 times a day, that's fantastic. Walking, again, we talked about how we learn to walk with the walker. You're going to get this brace, and I've mentioned the brace a couple of times. I'm learning not to let this thing fall. All right. We fitted for a brace at the surgery center, okay, by another Nicole. There's one Nicole and little Nicole. This brace is to be worn for 3 weeks, okay? Pretty much, if you're up and moving around, you're not taking a shower, you're not going to the bathroom, you're not having somebody move your leg, and you're not in a CPM, you need to be in this brace. Okay, and you may hear otherwise, you may hear people talk about otherwise, but in all honesty, don't be sitting at your dinner table. Don't be sitting at the table watching TV, or chair watching TV, and not have this thing on, because instinctively you're going to get up and forget about it, and that's not a good thing. Okay? You have patients do that, and it's better safe than sorry. You need to be in this brace. Okay? So when they fit you for the brace, they're going to put this around you. Okay? They're going to measure your waist, and I think they did a pretty good job on you. Okay? This is going to go around you. Okay? So right now we're going to let you guys hang off. This is going to go on her side. So what we're going to do, and once this is done you don't have to take this off. This will be done at the surgery center. I'm just doing it to show you how it's going to be fit. Okay? This is going to be sitting at the side. The hinge will be at her hip joint. Okay? It's all Velcro. So this will go on the side. There's a little string back here. Okay? If there's space, the string will go through a little slit like this. Okay? This will go under here. Around. Now, like I said, this thing will be locked in a 30-degree flex position. Okay, so your leg will be stuck up in 30-degree flexion. Okay, that is to protect that internal suture. We do not want that internal suture to tear. Okay, it'll be locked in a flex position for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, I'll open it back up to 0. Okay, but it still won't extend past 0 for 3 weeks. Okay, so the brace is going to be on. And you have these nice little strings that you grab, cross them, give it a pull, tension in place. So, as we demonstrated before, with the walker, you're going to go forward with the walker, foot flat, and forward. Okay? Let the brace do its job. I don't want you holding your leg up. Okay? We don't want your hip flexors trying to do anything. The fastest way to end up with a problem, a complication, is to start moving your leg too soon and aggravating your hip flexors. Okay? Hip flexor tendonitis is the root of all evil for this recovery. And we do a whole lot to prevent that, and I think it's one of the reasons why we have some of the highest success rates around. So we really try to prevent that. I see them come in here, sometimes dangling like this. Not working. I have all the tools to adjust these if we need to adjust them if you come in from the first day after surgery. All right, so on the last page is kind of a rough picture of what a CPN looks like. You see Nicole's name, Nicole D'Annunzio. That is who the rep is, and they'll be contacting you to come set up the CPN. But there's some stuff here that is extremely important. It's not in what we already covered. So we'll start from the top, work our way down, and hit some things that are highlights. I already said the brace is going to be on for 3 weeks. You need that brace on, okay? Don't try to shortcut it, because if you do, and you make a wrong step and that suture inside opens up, you just bought a trip to the veil. There's one guy in the country that can repair that. The compression stockings, which are these really, really lovely white stockings. They're an amazing fashion statement. They come up to your thigh, they look great with shorts. They're going to be on for 4 weeks. And that's part of that prevention for the DVT of blood clots. Some people have wiggled their way out a little sooner than 4 weeks, but it's a rarity. Open-toed. Yeah, open-toed in the foot. Now, my recommendation for getting these things on, because it's going back to, they're very tough, they're very tight, and this is like you're dressing a full-grown toddler. All right. So put a Publix bag over the foot. Okay. Slide it on over the Publix bag, and then let that roll on up. Pull the Publix bag out of the toe hole. Okay. And then that way it slides on a lot easier. Okay. Since we're in that category of making things easier, real quick, we'll take a side note. Long handled shoehorn, really, really important. Be able to bend over and touch your feet for a while. A grabber, okay? Whether I was in bed and trying to find the remote, yeah, it's important. Or taking my ice pack off the ground, playing with my dog. This is important, really important. These are CVS, Walgreens, medical supply stores. If you're tall and you have slow toilets, a raised toilet seat is a really good thing to get. A shower chair, though I have seen people take just plastic outdoor garden chairs and plop them in the shower, because you're not going to be able to stand up in the shower, okay, and bathe yourself on one foot, and then slip and fall. It's not a hot idea. If you have a handled shower, that's really good. You don't have to have that, but it helps. And then another thing, if you're going to be wearing sneakers, that I did was get those elastic laces, shoe laces, or what they call speed laces for runners. And that way you're not tying your shoes and you can kind of slide in real easy. Skechers makes some decent loafer shoes that we've had some people wear that are pretty good. You will be walking on the treadmill within a week, so you will be in sneakers. And day one, you will be riding a bike. Okay? So on day one, I'm not real picky. You can come in your little booties from post-op, that's fine. The bike doesn't have spikes on it. It's not torture, but eventually we do want you in real shoes. It's set, preset at 30 to 90 degrees. You're going to be in that brace for 3 weeks. Most everybody's going to be weight bearing on their foot, toe touch, or what I prefer foot flat. And if you are microfractured, for you, it's going to end up being around 6 weeks. If you're laxity, it'll be 4 weeks in the brace to protect that internal suture even more. All right, so we're coming to the home stretch. All right, Caroline, I need you now. So we're going to go over a couple of range of motion restrictions that are very important. The first one is not, it's a restriction, but it's not a hard, fast rule, and that's flexion. Okay, flexion is when we're bringing the knee up to the chest. This is what we call flexion, all right? So when I'm doing her exercise, which I will be doing day one, I'm going to be moving her back and forth. 90 degrees is probably as far as I'm going to get her because of swelling and comfort, but as time goes on, I will be able to inch past that, so will you guys at home who are the caregivers. And this is going to be one of the exercises you guys are going to be doing, okay? Back and forth, just like this, all right? And the patient's going to be passive and not helping you, all right? You want to avoid pinches, okay? Pinching is typically swelling, you're not hurting the patient, it's just going to be uncomfortable, all right? But if you're sitting in a chair like that, everybody try to lean over and touch your feet, okay? Try to lean over. Just feel what that feels like. You feel compression, right? Compression in your hip. You're approximating tissue, you're putting weight into the joint. That's going to be very, very, very uncomfortable. We really recommend not doing that for a couple of weeks. Hence the reason why you want the grabber, the long handle shoehorn, okay? And once that swelling gets down, you start getting a little bit better at doing it. Plus the fact you can't externally rotate, and there's a lot of us that are tight, and to get down to our feet, we have to externally rotate our legs, so we can't do that for 3 weeks anyways, all right? The next limitation is extension. So Karen, I want you to move to the other side of the table for me. So extension is just the opposite of flexion. Extension would be as if I was extending her hip down off the table, all right? Opposite direction. Now, this is a bad thing to do for this surgery because they're going to go in and there's going to be a pinhole here, here, and here, and inside there's going to be a suture line right like that. Okay, that suture line is where they go into the joint. If you extend your hip, you're now pushing up into that suture line. We want to protect that. We don't want those sutures to remove, right? So no extension for 3 weeks, all right? And that's why the brace is on for 3 weeks. That brace will not allow you to extend, okay? The hypermobility patients, if you come out and he says that there was a application done, there's joint laxity, then that will go up to 4 weeks, okay? Because we really want that to solidify, all right? Abduction, okay, which means bringing away from the body. We're going to picture that we make a 90-degree angle here of Caroline's body. Half of that is 45 degrees. That's going to be our limit. Okay, I can guarantee you on the first day after surgery, we're not going to get there. If you do, it's going to be pretty much a miracle. But the limit you're going to have during the first 4 weeks is that 45-degree angle. Anything past that, again, you're starting to stretch open that internal suture. Okay, we want to prevent that. Right? So this again will be one of our exercises where we're moving the leg back and forth. Right? Okay, rotations. Internal rotation is when the toes turn into each other like this. I have no limits on this. I'm okay with this. All right? This is all right. We're not doing anything to the capsule that's detrimental in this position. So that's why you'll see when you come in here post-op, we'll take a band and we'll wrap your feet together like this. Okay, so you can't do this sitting on the table, and you're also not having to hold your legs in there. Okay, in that position. External rotation is just the opposite. This we don't want. When that happens, the femoral head is pushing up and into that suture line. Okay, and we don't want it to put stress on that. Okay. Now, there is one exercise that we're going to go over and do that does allow a little small bit of external rotation, and that's when we have the hip flexed at about 45 to 70 degrees. And in this position, we will allow a little external rotation, about 20 degrees, just so we prevent scar tissue. And the exercise we're going to do is a little pendulum motion, back and forth. Okay? Just like people have had shoulder surgery, shoulder pendulums, it's kind of exactly the same thing. Right? We go back and forth with the knee and the hip. And it's 20 degrees in each direction. So that, in that position, is the only time we're going to do any type of external rotation for 3 weeks. Okay? All right. So, cover that. All right, so let's get into some exercises. We have 3 more things to do, and you guys are free to go. 3 exercises that are the patient's responsibility. Okay. Patients get off easy, initially. Then forget it. Then it's all the patient. After 6 weeks, it's all on the patient.
is going to be quad sets, okay? And what that is tightening the quads, pushing the knee down into the table, all right? You're going to hold those for a 5-second hold and do 20 reps, okay? For patients, it's easy. Just remember 5 and 20, okay? If you're in a question mark of what you're supposed to do, 5-second holds or 5 breaths and 20 reps, okay? So for quad sets, you tighten up the quads, hold for 5 seconds, do 20 reps. After that, you're going to move up, squeeze the cheeks, glute sets, okay? Your first day after surgery, you might not even feel your cheek, but it's still there. And on that note, if you are having any numbness, especially in areas you don't expect to have numbness, that is not unusual, and it may last up to a week, but it will go away, okay? When you are in the surgery, your legs are both in traction, especially the surgical limb is in traction enough to open the joint up so they can get in there. All right, so that will stretch nerves, sometimes it will stretch muscle tissue, and will put pressure on tissue, and you may have a little numbness for a while. Some people have some decreased sensation when they're urinating, but it will go away, okay? Top of the foot numbness is not unusual as well, right? So after we do the glutes, we're going to go up to the tummy, and you're going to find your belly button, and what I'm going to have Caroline do is she's going to pull her belly button down to the table, okay, without holding her breath. And you're going to hold this position for 5 breaths, okay? So here we make sure you're breathing, okay? Everybody hold their breath into this, but I want you to bring it in and keep breathing. This is a transverse abdominis activation. This is basically your core workout for the next several weeks, and extraordinarily important. Core and glute strengthening is the name of the game for this recovery. So getting your core activated, getting it going now, and it's really important. And you can start these things tonight, and that would not be too soon, okay? All right, so those are the 3 exercises that the patient has to do. Now we're going to talk about the exercises that the caregiver and I have to do, all right? So that'll be number 6 on the protocol. Now, the first one on there is circumduction and flexion. Now, for many years, this was one that caregivers hated. And patients didn't seem to mind it. They would fall asleep. But caregivers didn't like it at all. They were close to me. Because this is one that has to be done for an amount of time. And initially, when I started doing this, it was for 10 minutes in each direction. Okay? So 10 minutes clockwise, 10 minutes counterclockwise. I got nice and reduced it. I think I did like 3 minutes in each direction, just so that the caregivers were compliant. This is important. These exercises are important. They seem elementary, but they're important. Motion of this femoral head inside the joint will prevent scar tissue. Again, scar tissue is evil for this. All right. So the exercise was circumduction. Anything here, circle means circle. Okay. So in this position, what we would do is roll that leg around in this position without help from the patient for 10 minutes in one way, and then 10 minutes the other way. And then we reduced that, like I said, down to 3 and 3. However, for you guys, we have something that makes your life easy. Okay? And I'm in development with this. This is not something that other places have. This is something I'm working on. Trying to get patents on and everything. This is the mama room. So we're going to get her one leg up into this, line up there. And this is somewhat adjustable. And it's just Velcro. Right. Preferably barefooted is better, but with a shoe it still can be done. These boots look familiar. This is where I put these boots to use. So don't throw away your derotation boots. I will take them because we circulate them back on these. Right. So once we get her locked in there. So yes, if anybody's had kids recently, this is a mama room. It's actually a baby swing. But I have taken it and modified it, obviously, to create a machine that is going to do what I just did for you. Okay, so everything being set, now it goes Okay, so each patient will go home with one of these at one time or another, either today or their first day post-op, because right now we have a huge amount of post-op patients, and our supply of these are low, but everybody will have them, okay? This is to be done 3 to 4 times a day, 10 minutes plus. You can do more. I have mine positioned really well on the TV, so where I can see the TV. And I lay there 10, 15, 20 minutes, and like I said, 3 to 4 times a day. So this really takes that first exercise and takes a huge amount of stress.
That's a killer.
Yeah, I mean, anybody who's done this in the old days before I started using these, you understand how much stress this is. And some days I might have 7 or 8 patients in a row, and I'm doing this for 10 minutes at a time, and I had some shoulders. So it was a lot. And think about this, Caroline, her leg's nice and light. Well, you get a 350-pound lineman on here whose leg weighs as much as Caroline, I'd be sweating. All right, so easy to use. Everybody will be taught how to use these and go home with one, either, like I said, either today or on their first post-op day. All right, so Caroline, stay there. So that means that what we're going to do is we're going to start with exercise number 2 and work our way down to exercise number 7, because exercise number 8 is external rotation, and we don't start that until week 3. This is really important. So once the Mama Roo's done this job, which you can do at any time you want it to do it, we're going to do 2 through 7. All right. 2 through 6 are on their back, and number 7 is on the tummy. All right, so the first one, no. Okay. So first thing first, you do not want the patient to help you. You don't want them actively lifting their legs using their hip flexors. For one, it will be uncomfortable. 2, we do not want to develop tendonitis. All right. So you're going to lift their leg up. And again, why I say these massage tables are golden is you want the patient close to you. All right. Relax your leg. I cradle the leg right up next to me. Okay, so they feel as comfortable as possible, and you've got control of their leg. And I just rock back and forth. See, if you ever stood there and rocked the baby back and forth, that's what you're doing. Just make sure you got that child in here, and you're rocking back and forth. Okay. On the initial day of doing this, I'll be doing this before any of you guys. The first day of surgery, when you come home, do not do these. Let me do them the first time, and I'll be able to walk you through them as well on that day. We will review them again. Okay? So these are, for the caregivers, you're going to be doing this 30 repetitions. Okay? For the patient, remember, 5 and 20. For the caregivers, when in doubt, 30. Everything's 30. All right? So we're going to go back and forth, 30 repetitions. After that, number 2 and number 3 and number 4 are done together. Okay, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to switch my hand placement. Okay, I've still got that leg, and I'm down, but I'll bring her down to that 70-degree mark or so. And this is where I'm going to do that little pendulum motion, where I'm going to go a little external and a little internal. All along, I'm trying to keep her toe to the ceiling, keep her legs straight, and I don't want her coming out like this, and I don't want her crossing in. Any of that stuff happens, and you're going to definitely get maybe a slap, something thrown at you. So it's going to be uncomfortable for the patient. So you really want to be in control of the limb. They want to be relaxed. I tell the patients to go to their happy place. Find your, you, I don't know how old you are, so don't find your margarita yet. But find your hammock in the keys and go to sleep. Relax. And you want to move the patient back and forth. Let's say she was a little pinchy in this position. I will change my position, go down a little lower, fish up a little higher, and I'll find that spot where, and every patient will have it, where there's a little less discomfort. Okay, you'll find that sweet spot, and all of a sudden, there it is, and it moves in that position. Okay? The only thing that you'll feel that will be a resistance is going to be swelling inside there, and it feels spongy. You'll feel as soon as you hit it, they'll jump. Okay, there will be the pinch. You don't want to push through a pinch. All right? So this is number 3 and 4. And again, it's 30 repetitions. Not 30, 1, 2, 3. It's 30, 1, 2, and so forth. Okay? But again, that's a whole lot better than 10 minutes of the other one. You'll be finished with all of these before you ever would have been finished with the other one. Okay? So, number 5, again, we're to a circumduction exercise. This is the one that patients love. So in this position, what I'm going to do to help lower the leg down, because once the patient is up here, they're gonna start feeling comfortable here, the muscles are gonna shorten down really quick, especially on that first day. So what I do is I take the leg and I kind of shake it, so they kind of dissociate themselves a little bit and bring it down, okay? If you just try to do this, they aren't gonna be happy, all right? So I shake the leg and I bring it down, and I'm gonna just hover off the table just a little bit and slightly out, toes still pointed to the ceiling. I'm gonna keep my hand on their pelvis just so they feel that I'm in contact with them and I keep them stable. And we're gonna do circumduction circles, 30 in one direction. And then we're gonna reverse and go 30 in the other direction. Not rocket science, but important and really important to be done. Okay? All right, so once we finish that, we're gonna keep the leg just where it's at. All right? We're in this nice position. It should be in line with their shoulder all the way up. And now we're going to do that last one, that abduction. Remember I said abduction has a limit of 45 degrees. So what I do is I find that hip and I position my body so where my leg is on that 45 degree angle. All right? And I just bring that leg out and then back in. Out and back in. This is 30 repetitions. If the leg is heavy to you, you can use both arms. Or you can stagger your step and make sure that you see that in 45 degree angle and you can kind of lock your body back and forth, keeping your arms closer to you so it's not a strain on your arms. For the caregivers, this is all about protecting you and your back and protecting the patient. All right? So back and forth. Again, initially this one might be a little uncomfortable, so we're probably only going to be getting 15, 20 degrees the first day or two. All right? But eventually, they're going to want you to basically yank that leg off because that's a really good stretch later down the road. Okay? So, one more exercise. Okay? This one's done on the stomach. Now, again, really good reason to have a massage table is it's easier to flip these guys over. So, what I want the patient to do is reach over. Okay? I'm going to take my arm, put it between their legs, holding on to the surgical leg. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. You're going to pull 1, 2, 3. Rotate, flip over. Okay. Now I'm going to grab inside their waist and I'm going to sit them over. Okay. Just like that. All right. So now I'm not going to get in your way. I'm going to switch now. This is our surgical leg. There is one stretch that is on page. At number 9, prone quad stretch. Because of just the fact that you've got the patient in this position, I always just go ahead and jump and do this stretch right here, all right? The other stretches we'll be getting into, you won't be doing those within the first few days anyway, so we're not going to cover them right now. Within the first few weeks, then you'll start some basic stretching, all right? So on the third page, number 9, down at D, prone quad stretch. So what we're going to do is in this position, I'm going to find her lower back. There'll be a little bony knot on the lower back. Okay, it's called PSIS. Put my hand on that so I can keep her from moving. What I don't want is when I do this, and I'll show it from this position. If I do this, she's flexible. If I do this, a lot of times people's pelvises will pop up because of tightness. Okay? I don't want that compensation to happen. Right? I want to get a good stretch across those quads. Right? Here, you're not really stretching the hip flexors, you're just stretching the quadriceps. So I'm going to put my hand on that lower back, push some pressure into it, not driving her to the table, but pressure. And I'm going to bring her heel up to her rear, and I'm going to stretch. This will be, and every one of us who have had this will tell you, this is the one that we will beg you to do. I would lay on the table, and my wife would walk by me. See, he's laying here, stretch me. My dog's in, pet me, and this one will be stretched. I'm going to hold this 30 seconds. Again, caregivers, everything is a 30. All right, I made this really, really easy. So after 30 seconds of holding this, we're going to bring the leg back up. So here's our trick question. Those who have done this, don't answer. Trick question. If I want to internally rotate her hip, which direction does her foot go? Out. There you go, out. Okay, it's not the direction of the foot, it's direction of where the shaft is going. And if her foot comes out to me, her hip internally rotates. If I go this way, her hip is now externally rotating. We do not want to do that until after week 3, right? So, once we finish 30 seconds of holding her in this position, we're going to go right back to vertical. Okay, in this position, we're we're going to start playing slots, all right? We're just going to very gingerly, and I mean gingerly, because if there's an exercise that's going to bother the patient the first day, this is going to be it, all right? We're not forcing anything, we're going to take what we can get and only what the body will let us, okay? We're going to come out real slow and then back to vertical, and out and back to vertical, and really, really, really gingerly, because this is the one the patient, you're going to want to watch them since they're facing away from you, how they're reacting. Are they twitching? Are they jumping? Do you feel spasming? You'll feel it. All of a sudden their body just twitch. Okay? And you want to be really, really careful with this one. You're not going to hurt anything or damage anything, but it will feel uncomfortable to them. Okay? And as they get better and looser, you'll be able to come out farther and farther. Eventually, whatever one leg does, we want the other one to do. Okay? All right? So, in a nutshell, for what you really need to know to get through day one and the first couple of weeks, that's what we've covered. We will start riding the bike on the first day. Typically it's 15 to 20 minutes. You are allowed to ride a bike twice a day for 20 minutes. So if you have an indoor stationary bike that's upright, not a recumbent, an upright bike. If you're recumbent, you're pushing back against that hip. I don't want that. Okay, upright bike, something you can sit upright, not leaning all the way forward. If you have a road cyclist and you have a track stand or something for your road bike, but you're leaning all the way down the hoods, that's way too far to lean down. We have a Facebook page that is just for our hip patients. It's Oceanside Hip Arthroscopy. Okay, there are past patients, present patients, myself, other clinicians, other therapists that work here only. They're on that page. If there's ever a question, they're 3 o'clock in the morning and your heel's going up, which might happen, okay? You can post it and people will come up. There's probably 6 different solutions to that I've seen on this page. There's also people that have been trading and selling and sharing equipment. I know that a couple of bikes have been traded and sold on there. I know that walkers and stuff. I don't know that anybody really trades toilet seat, raised toilet seats. That's a personal thing. Shower chairs I've seen on there. So that's a good site to go on if you're on Facebook. And let me see if there's anything else. I think that's about it. So the bike, if you know, I have had people go over to Play It Again Sports, buy a bike and return it when they were done. Or I think there's one of them actually I even bought. But it is nice to have the bike at home. Not mandatory, but it is nice. For the first post-op visit, I recommend bringing an iPhone or something to video as we do the exercises so that when you get home, you're not like, what did he say? But I also recommend going home between now and surgery time and get a plan. Figure out if you're going to have a massage table, where you're going to put it. Don't get home the night of surgery and go, all right, where are we going to sleep? Where are we going to do this? Have that already pre-done, all right? Plan ahead, all right? Any questions? I know it's a lot. I know it's a whole lot, but I know there will